it got to the point where we're like we're not making it, bro. You know what I mean? That's around the time I made like the first shirt and everything and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? Let's post it. Let's open another Instagram and like stuff like that. I was like, let's post it. So I posted it, bro. Shit, you not, that first shirt I did it in 2 colors. I remember selling 50 shirts.
Fuck
It was
yeah.
17, $18 a pop.
Nice.
So I was like, that there's a half of the rent.
Right.
You know what I mean? Something like that. Boom, dropped the second fucking shirt. Same thing, bro. 40 something shirts, bro. Everybody had that stimulus money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so everybody
yeah.
was like, fuck yeah, I would buy that fucking shirt, bro. So I was selling shit left and right. I was like, let's get into hats. Let's get into that. So that's when I realized that I was like, damn, like this shit's gonna fucking work out for me, bro. I think, how long was like COVID? Like a year?
Year and a half.
A year and a half
Yeah.
for that. So I was working maybe like 6 months into COVID. After those 6 months, like for that year, I just did the clothing stuff, bro. Shout out to my wife too. Me and my wife were up literally from, I want to say 8 in the morning to 10 at night in our kitchen, bro. It was our 1 bedroom apartment. So we were in our kitchen, making shirts and stuff like that. And we just started selling shirts. Once I saw that it started paying the bills and stuff like that, bro, I was like, you know what? Like, this shit's going to work out. I should keep pushing.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode here on the JDG Podcast. Continuing season 3. And some of you may or may not know, we've been opening our topics, opening up our audience. We've been fortunate to have different types of people, walks of life, and experiences and things that they're pursuing in life. And today is no other different than we have Mr. Hector here. How are you, brother?
Yes, sir. Good. How are you, bro?
Good, man. Thank you for coming through, man. We were kind of just chopping it up a little bit. I know that you've been building this brand, man. Let's talk about this brand and how it came about and things like that, man. So, first of all, what's the name of the brand?
So my brand's VLR Brand, which stands for Viva la raza.
Uh-huh.
So I try to base everything, Chicano, Mexican American, basically the culture here in El Paso, bro.
Nice.
That's what I'm trying to bring out.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
So give us a quick little background about yourself. Like, what, gave you the idea of, I wanted to start a brand? Like, what were the thoughts of those conversations in your head? Or
Yeah, so, one of my biggest pet peeves was, when you go to Ross, Burlington, whenever you're going to go shopping and stuff like that, you're looking through the racks. Oh, shit, a badass shirt, right? You look at it, you turn the back, and fucking Hello Kitty, something in the back. You know what I mean? You're like, bro, come on, that's a waste of a shirt. You know what I mean? And plus, I'm on the big side, bro. You know what I mean? So every time I go to stores, they're very limited on sizes and stuff like that. And what if I just make a shirt? You know what I mean? I printed one of my shirts. My homie has a clothing brand. Shout out to Bobby, by the way. He's the one who helped me start the clothing brand, gave me pointers and stuff like that. But he helped me make my first shirt, bro. I liked it, and I was like, you know what if I just keep making the shirts, bro? You know what I mean? Selling them and stuff like that. Ever since I was little, I was like, I knew I wanted to do something, bro. So I was like, you know what? Let's just start. Let's see where it takes us.
Yeah.
So that's how it started, bro. Yeah. That's how it started.
That's dope. And, a little side story, how we met was through gaming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Shout out to Fernie, that El Paso guy.
Fernie.
You guys were playing and I was following him at the time. And, I ended up getting to know him and know you guys. And we would play, Warzone and shit. The glory days.
Yeah.
The glory days of Warzone and shit. Before all the cheaters and all the shit.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, it's cool that we were, we're not like a best of friends, but I've always kind of kept up with what you got going on. I did see that you started a brand and, you had different designs and different pop-up things. And I was like, oh, that's dope. That's so cool, man. Because like I said, I don't personally know you, but I saw you and I was like, fuck yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
I just like seeing people that are winning, whatever they're doing in life. You know what I mean? And now that I've been more, doing this content creation stuff, I'm starting to see people that are pursuing things outside of the norm.
Yeah.
And for me, when I see that, I get more inspired.
Yeah.
For that, so
for sure, yeah.
So how did the name come up? When did you think of the name? I was like, I want Viva la raza, and you were like, all right, I'm gonna stand on this.
Yeah. So it was that day that I got my shirt, the first shirt that I printed, bro, and I was like, can I name this brand, bro? You know, that's the first thing my homie told me. Like, first you need a brand. What are you gonna, what are you gonna reflect off like for the brand and stuff like that? And I'm really into again Latino music and like stuff like that. This is an old school song, but it's a song that says this is for the raza. You know what I mean? I was playing it at night, bro, and I was like, something like raza, Viva la raza. You know what I mean? I was born and raised in Segundo here in El Paso, so like I was raised with all that, the way they dress,
The culture,
the
yeah.
culture, and like stuff like that, bro. So I was like, I need to do something to like represent where I came from and what I like, bro. What I like seeing and doing every day. So that's what it all started, bro.
Hell yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
That's so interesting, and I find it fascinating because a lot of things always just start with an idea.
yeah. Uh huh.
It really
Yeah.
is. Like I like when I first started streaming, I would just like I was at home and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just do it.
Yeah.
And then over time, my goal changed.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, like my goal changed. But it was crazy because I was going through these phases of like learning about myself and finding what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I had an idea. I
Yeah.
wanted to pursue content.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how
Yeah.
and
yeah.
what way.
Mhm.
So talk about the actual branding and actually building like from the ground up. Now you have the idea, you have the name.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, like
Now what do we do?
yeah, like okay, now I want to start pursuing this. How do
Yeah.
I do it? So talk about that transition of realizing that okay, I'm gonna push this brand.
Yeah.
I'm confident in what I'm gonna design and put out. Talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so like I said, Bobby, once again, he helped me out. Like again, I'm not the best artist, you know what I mean, at drawing and stuff like that. He introduced me to like a whole program of how to using it. I think that was one of the hardest things to learn, bro. Like the program, there's countless amounts of programs that you can use to design clothing and stuff like that. So me personally, I use Procreate. That's what I use. I like drawing everything with my pen and
Dope.
everything and stuff like that. So he was like, now we need to get you like what style of clothes do you want to like use? Like I'm on the oversized baggy look, you know what I mean? So first we need to find a manufacturer. First you need to find what way you want to print it. There's a lot of different ways to print on material and stuff like that. So I feel like that was one of the hardest things to like find, you know what I mean? Like the who's gonna sell me the shirts, but I mean he's been doing it for a long time, so he knows like the ins
Yeah,
and outs.
you got
and,
it.
like,
You got a
stuff
little
like that, bro.
cheat sheet.
Yeah, I got a little cheat sheet with me. helping
Yeah.
me out. Yeah. So he helped me out starting all of that, bro.
Like, when did you feel like it was time to take it serious? After obviously he helped you out and put you in the
Yeah.
right direction, but what year were you like, all right, I'm gonna start taking this serious? Because it's an idea. You start putting everything out. You start
Yeah.
getting the design, and now like, okay, now I'm really doing it.
Mhm.
Like,
You
talk
know when
about the seriousness of like, oh shit,
it was that whole COVID year, bro.
Yeah.
That whole COVID year helped me, blow up on Instagram, bro. So that year, it was the first year me and my wife have moved out of our parents' house and stuff. We got a little apartment, 1-bedroom apartment. We were like, what do we need? Like a little machine. We started printing with vinyl and like stuff like that.
Mhm.
And we were struggling, bro. I mean, we were young. We were 21.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? The wilding days where you go out and like spend all your money. And,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So you don't really take care. You always grow up with like your parents telling you take care of your money.
Yeah.
And do this and that. But we were wilding out, bro.
Yeah,
So
we were building
yeah.
memories.
Yeah.
That's
This
what I
was
like to
exactly-
say.
yeah, so this was-
I don't regret anything I've done. But
I don't regret it or anything.
Yeah.
But this was like right before COVID, and then boom, COVID hits. Oh, like everything gets fucking real, bro. So at the time, I was doing a dental assisting.
okay.
So imagine that. Like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
working with like mouths and like saliva and like stuff like that. So the office ended up closing down, bro.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Of course, it gave me like they started like paying me or whatever they
Yeah.
had, like the government had or whatever. But it got to the point where we're like we're not making it, bro. You know what I mean? That's around the time I made like the first shirt and everything and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? Let's post it. Let's open another Instagram and like stuff like that. I was like, let's post it. So I posted it, bro. Shit you not, that first shirt, I did it in 2 colors. I remember selling 50 shirts.
Fuck yeah.
17, 18 bucks a pop.
Nice.
So I was like, that there's a half the rent. You
Right.
know what I mean? Something like that. Boom, dropped the second fucking shirt. Same thing, bro. 40 something shirts, bro. Everybody had that stimulus money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
everybody was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna buy that fucking shirt, bro. So I was selling shit left and right. I was like, let's get into hats. Let's get into that. So that's when I realized that I was like, damn, like this shit's gonna fucking work out for me,
Mhm.
bro. I think how long was like COVID? Like a year
Year and a half.
and a half
Yeah.
for that. So I was working maybe like 6 months into COVID. after those 6 months, like for that year, I just did the clothing stuff, bro. Shout out to my wife too. Me and my wife were up literally from, I want to say 8 in the morning to 10 at night in our kitchen, bro. It was our 1-bedroom apartment. So we were in our kitchen, making shirts and stuff like that. And we just started selling shirts. Once I saw that it started paying the bills and stuff like that, bro, I was like, you know what? Like, this shit's going to work out. I should keep pushing for this, bro.
That's cool. When you realize that I always tell this, I was like, think of something that you do for free and make that your career. I heard that somewhere, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, shit. Because I remember, during the COVID times, everybody was doing well when it came to streaming. And I was like, oh, shit. I was making like a G a month.
Yeah.
I was like, off of streaming. And off my dude. And that was like me just like streaming almost 5 or 6 times a week. A couple hours. And I was like, oh, shit. But once that stimulus money went down, nobody had extra time and things like that.
Uh-huh.
And that's when, you had to reassess like, okay, well, this might not pay the bills, but I still want to pursue it.
Yeah.
And that's when it came to the whole, like, what would I do for free?
Yeah.
And then I switched. So, talk about like just being like in the trenches with your wife, man. Shout out to, to the wives that are there that help with, that's why you're there. You're partners.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm fortunate. I've been with my wife 17 years. We've been together 17 years. And we've always pushed each other in the right way.
Yeah.
So I love hearing the fact that you said, man, we were there together.
Yeah.
Doing this thing and building something that we had no idea where it was going to go.
Yeah, bro. And I mean, like again, shout out to her. And thank God we have good wives, bro. Because, nowadays you don't know.
Right.
But yeah, bro, shout out to her. Like I said, we were there from 15, 12 hours a day in that little room, making shirts. I remember our first shirt, it took us a whole day to make a shirt, bro. You know what I mean? Once you get the hang of it, it's super easy. You start.
Yeah, because you got to test everything, right?
Yeah.
Line,
you start popping
all the work is behind it.
Yeah, you start popping them out like tortillas, bro. Just boom, 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 just one after another. But she was one who helped me out, bro. She motivated me. She was like, I went to school for like the medical thing for dental and stuff. So she was the one that was like motivating me and like, you know what I mean? This is a fun fact too. When I first started my clothing, I needed money for shirts, material, paint, photography and stuff like that. We dead ass maxed out her credit card, bro. She was like, you know what? I trust you. I feel like this is gonna do something, bro. Yeah, and she was like, here's my credit card. Buy whatever the fuck you need, and like, but make sure this shit gets going.
Damn.
So she trusted me with that, bro, and I was like, I had to take care of that money. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Of course.
So I was like, I'm not gonna take advantage of you and just use your credit card and let this shit go to shit.
Mm-hmm.
So she helped me out a lot, bro. I remember using that credit card, and after that, bro, just boom, just
we gotta pay that. We gotta pay that shit back.
We need to pay that shit back, and yeah, bro. But shout out to her. She helped me out a lot. She pushed me through it and everything, bro. And thank God I still have the clothing brand and everything now.
Hell
bro.
yeah,
so,
man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
I love hearing the struggle because a lot of people always see like the internet and the posting and all that shit, right? Like I get all that. Damn, man, Jimmy, you turn it up. I'm like, I ain't doing shit. I feel like I'm only just getting started.
Yeah.
So talk about some of the challenges other than like, that you've come across, being up late, having limited money, like what were some of the other struggles and challenges of having starting the business and, maintaining it?
Yeah. So another thing was like I told you, like I had back in the day, good thing my homie Bobby, he was the one taking pictures of like my shirts and like stuff like that, bro. And again, it was during COVID time, bro, so that was a big challenge. We couldn't meet with this guy that knew everything about the clothing side of the world and everything, bro. But we had 4-hour phone calls, bro. Just what did I do? What did I do wrong? Is this the right temperature? What about this? You know what I mean? And I was like, I want to stop bothering this guy for like pictures and stuff like that. Learning how to use a camera, bro. That was one of the hardest things for me too. For example, right now I do all the camera work, all the photography. Yeah. I do all the designing, all the printing, all the advertising on the Instagram and like stuff like that. It's stuff that you need to learn, bro. Like how to, even as simple as coming up with a little caption for the shirt or whatever you're dropping. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It was hard, bro. Even balancing like your relationship with your wife. Good thing she was there with me, working through everything, bro. So I kind of didn't struggle finding time for her and the business. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Because she was there. Yeah,
she was there 24/7, bro. It was COVID time and everything, so it was easy for us to find time for each other and like stuff like that. And again, it was very limited money, but I remember a little bit before that, she was working, I was working, we were making good money. Good money, going out, like I said, every weekend,
Right.
wilding out and like stuff like that. COVID hits and everything, boom, limited amount of money that we had, bro. I feel like that was the funnest time that I had with my wife than like going out with like friends and like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just spending time together in that room, laughing, watching podcasts, YouTube videos, and like stuff like that. You know what I mean? I feel like that was the funnest time when we were like broke as shit, no money, starting the clothing brand and like stuff like that. I feel like that was the funnest time we had, bro.
That's cool. It's crazy how I've said this before too. Like when I was traveling for work, and I lost my job, but it was like a blessing in disguise without realizing. And I know that COVID was terrible for a lot of people and for different reasons, but for me, as far as like my career and where I was going, I was pursuing traveling and being an IT guy and doing all this, and the trip stopped. The contract ended. I lost my job. I was at home, and I didn't realize how much I really was missing out of being around my wife and being with my kids. So like I always said that's like a blessing in disguise that I lost the job, but yes, I took a big ass pay cut, but my life is way more fulfilled because of the time.
I mean, money isn't everything, like they say. You know what I mean? Like as long as you have your family, the people you love around you, that's all you need, bro. It'll bring happiness to you, and like the money, you'll figure it out with the money. As long as you have something to eat and your family, that's it, bro.
When you have such simple gratitudes as that, I always tell people like, damn, Jimmy, you're such a positive guy. I was like, I always try to give myself a different perspective and look, kind of like be thankful for the littlest things.
Look, there's always a positive in all the negatives that they put in front of you, bro. So there's always, you gotta find the positive thing in whatever situation to make the best out of it, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I like the fact that you also were saying that, I was asking this guy, I was asking this guy, and after a while you're like, fuck, I need to do this.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of people get caught up, because like your self-development and your self-growth is on you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? A lot of people just hope and think that things will fall in place and work out, but I'm always telling people that I'm always trying to work on myself. So the fact you're saying, man, I had to learn how to use a camera.
Yeah.
I had to learn how to do this. And a lot of people don't want to do that, or they're outsourcers because they could afford it. But I feel like I have way more respect now that I've been getting into more of the content creation and speaking to people that are trying to pursue brands or have a business or restaurant. It's them doing it, them having to figure out, them having to cook, them to make the menu, how to take orders online, how to do this, how to monetize online, how to get your brand out there and things like that. You have to learn how to do that. And I feel like I feel proud of being a one-man army. I do too, all bro, you know what I mean? I do everything myself. I edit all my shit. I clip all my shit. I respond to everybody who responds to my shit. I'm on all the different platforms like you too. So I always respect people doing that on top of the 9 to 5, on top of the family things.
Bro. Yeah. It makes you appreciate your business or your podcast or whatever a lot more. You know what I mean? You see what the work that goes into it and everything, bro. So you appreciate it a lot more. And also, let's say me with you, like setting up like a podcast. What if I want a podcast, which I do? I'm gonna hit you up.
Hey, I got you.
I do want a podcast.
Hell
like,
yeah.
You can help people set up the room. You know what I mean? You don't have to charge them, but just the fact that you help them set up like the room or whatever, or me with like pictures. A lot of people hit me up. Hey, can you take pictures? It's my son's graduation or whatever. Yeah, it's a little extra, money. Or like, hey, I need a shirt. Businesses, bro, they've hit me up and like, I need shirts for like this restaurant. That's a little bit more money because I know how to print shirts, design shirts, take pictures, and like, you know what I mean? It opens up a lot of doors. So you can't limit yourself to one thing. Yeah, bro.
I like how you said that too, because I find myself where a lot of people, like, I'll edit for people. I'm like, hey,
there you go. Yeah.
Like I'll edit. I'm like, hey, I'll make 20 reels for you for X amount of money, and then you don't even have to say that I made them. I don't have to say that I made them for you. No. But that's just a side thing that I can do because I learned that skill.
You make your money, I make your money. You know what I mean? It splits even.
Yeah. So, I always feel like the going back to the self-improvement, like I feel like every time I have conversations, like I've said this, like my brain, I'm unlocking little doors in my brain, and I'm starting to see different things, and I have different conversations with people. And then like you doing your thing and me talking to other people and traveling and talking to people inspires me to keep doing what I think, because all the people that I've talked to, man, thank God, and like everybody's been positive. Yeah. Everybody's so dope. Everybody's doing their thing and in their own way. Yeah. And that's one thing I found that was more reassuring, that I don't have to go the speed of somebody else.
Yeah, you take your time, bro. You
Yeah,
take
and
your
like
time.
just
Yeah.
me being okay with my lane and my pace, as
Mhm.
long as I feel like I'm moving forward
Yeah.
and I'm not stagnant, I
Uh-huh.
feel like okay, I'm doing good.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So with all that being said, do you feel the pressure? Like, do you feel like, damn, like, I mean, we were kind of talking about, 9 to 5 saves lives,
Yeah.
but, do you feel like the pressure to be successful to be this being like the main income?
I feel pressure in a sense just to maintain my family. You know what I mean? That's a pressure I put on myself. You know what I mean? For example, my wife isn't working right now because I want her to be with my daughter. I want her to raise my daughter. You know what I mean? And thank God everything's been good, with my job and the clothing brand and everything. Everything's been good. She's been at home taking care of the baby and enjoying the baby. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a pressure that I have on my shoulders in a sense. You know what I mean? But I mean, I have my family there. Literally my little printing shop is in another room that I have in my room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my house, I mean. So I don't feel pressured in a sense.
Yeah.
What I do money wise, you know what I mean, to support them and like stuff like that. But no, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, take everything at your own
Yeah.
pace whenever you can. You work your 9 to 5. 9 to 5 saves lives, like
Yeah.
you said. Right after that, 2 days off, whatever. Like I'm off right now. Come do the podcast,
Yep.
print some shirts in the afternoon. I have a photo shoot later this afternoon. So
Mhm.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
you just need to feel like you need to balance your time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
I find it always great to hear that other people are doing that too, because a lot of people, we were kind of just chopping it up before, where people just go all in on something and then they forget about everything else.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You
bro.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
especially when you're a father, your husband, if you're not a piece of shit husband and not a
Yeah.
piece of shit father,
Yeah.
those things take into considerations. Like, I wish that I can just work on this all day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense for me.
No,
And
yeah.
I'm okay with it because I love taking my kids to practice. I
Yes.
love going to their games. I love spending time with my wife.
Yeah.
I love picking up my kids from school. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Those are the things that ground me.
Yeah.
And then how you were saying, like, I put the pressure on me to where, like, I'm taking up a quarter of the garage. I'm buying all this shit on my dime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not making money off of this, but I'm okay because I feel like I have a plan and I know in time it'll work. But right now, I'm just staying the course.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will have a hard time staying the course when it's not going the way that they want, or the return's not there.
They start forgetting about the important stuff, family. You know what I mean? The house, your car, bro. Even a simple oil change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're so caught up in like just go, and then everything else around your life fucking is falling apart, or you're forcing this to work. And I don't know how many times that I've seen it. I can only relate to content creators where I've seen content creators go hard and then they disappear, and then I'll keep in touch with them and like, it didn't make sense, and my wife and this and my job, and it was kind of like hearing all that helped me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that they were going through different things, but it was more like, damn, I need to just chill the fuck out. Or I've talked to other homies that are older guys that have families. Like, man, I'm pursuing this, but I had to pull back because of XYZ. So if I hear a good amount of people saying that, and then I'm in that position to where I'm like, oh shit, I'm in that position. I need to slow down. Like for a while, like my wife was like, we had conversations we had to get through. Like the first year I was streaming I was always locked up in that room. You know what I mean? I gotta stream. I gotta edit. You gotta be quiet. Don't come in here. Like, all that shit. Because I was like so in my head, not realizing that like this is my life. My kid's gonna come into the stream and say what's up. You know what I mean? Like I can't be on a regular schedule. Like these other stuff is important to ground myself. So that leads me to my next question is like, with that, being grounded, like, what's the motivation to keep going on an in-a-day basis? You got to wake up 9 to 5, you do this, you do on the weekends, you're doing all that. How do you keep that motivation going?
I feel like you just need to love what you do. You know what I mean? Don't start a stream, don't start a podcast, don't start a clothing brand. If you're there for the money, just for the money, don't even start. I feel like you need to love what you do. Like you said, I can be in my little room locked up for 8-10 hours in my little iPad, bro. Old little iPad. Again, shout out to my wife. That little iPad, bro, that I have right now, it's an iPad that she got when she went to college. The one that gave you with your tuition and stuff like that. So that little iPad was the one that brought up my business. Just a fun fact, just putting it out there.
Hell yeah.
But I can be in my little room for 10, 12 hours, you know what I mean? And it'll feel like 30 minutes for me just because I love what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I feel like you need to love what you're doing first. and then start whatever you're doing. Bro.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's really important for you to love what you're doing, what you want to start.
Yeah. I don't know if was I saying it before we were recording, or I heard somebody like, do something that you would do for free.
Yes.
And make that your living. And I was like, holy shit.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like when I've been on this crazy journey, like this past 2 years, man. I just like maybe like 3.5 years, I lost my job. My mom passed away and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was pushing this and I was pushing that, but I've been more like, not like humbled, but just more like understanding of like where my position in life and now where I wanted to change my avenue. And then ever since I doing this podcast stuff, I've been like so much happier with my creation.
Yeah.
I'm so happy doing it, willingly to doing it for free because I want to do it. And then the people I have on are excited as much as I am.
Yeah. Bro,
so that's even the best thing. You know what I mean? Like I am doing this because like I'm having fun doing it. And within time, it's gonna lead to something, and I know I will. But I'm not worried about it because I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like it's a job to me.
No, you're just doing. It's a hobby, bro. Everybody has their hobby. You know what I mean? So, for example, what else do I do? Like even I grab my camera, bro, and look out my window, just take pictures of like random shit. You know what I mean? You just need to love what you do, bro, first, and then hopefully the money comes after that.
Yeah.
Which it will if you love it and put the attention into it and stuff like that. It will come to you eventually, bro.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because you can love what you do, but you got to keep moving forward.
Yeah, you need to be super consistent. Bro.
Yeah,
so I feel like consistency
the
is
biggest
really
thing.
important, bro.
Yeah, the biggest thing, man. It just like if it sounds terrible, but if you're not doing it as much as others, and this goes back to what we were saying, you have to be realistic of what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
because a lot of people want this thing, but they're not doing everything to get there.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that makes no sense. Like,
the money's not going to make itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like getting better, doing this, doing that, and, to pursue, to building whatever you're trying to do or pursue a business and whatnot. And, I've been fortunate where I speak to photographers.
Mm-hmm.
I've spent, I talked to Frank, who's a movie director, and I always hear the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the consistency.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing to continue to get better?
Yeah.
A little bit better, just a little something better every day. Obviously we're going to have days where you're not going to want to do shit or whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like grind mode and demon mode is all the time. You know what I mean? But if you're just moving forward always and bettering yourself, it's gonna work out.
Yeah, bro. Like let's say you always wake up, you have one of those days where you wake up and I don't want to do shit today, bro. I just want to stay home, not do anything. Just think about, for example, me. There's a lot of clothing brands here in El Paso. You know what I mean? So let's say I'm not gonna do anything today. I had a full photo shoot scheduled, a shirt drop, whatever schedule. I'm like, I'll drop it tomorrow. Mm-hmm. What if another clothing brand drops something? They already have you beat by a day. You know what I mean? They're making your money. People start spending their money on their stuff, and now you're like, damn. Like when you drop it, you're gonna see like the lower shopping that they do on your stuff, bro. Like just like you, like if you drop a podcast like one day and boom, this guy fucking badass podcast. You know what I mean? I don't know like how it works in like the podcast world and like stuff like that, but I feel like it's the same way. Like you have to beat everybody to it with ideas, whatever you have going on, and then you'll start taking it slow. You know what I mean? I feel you're gonna be grinding for a year or two. You know what I mean? Just to get your shit straight. Yeah. But it'll come to you, bro. The money's gonna come to you.
Yeah. I find that really fascinating because it's true. Because like it's hard to go grind all the time, and I hate when people say, "Man, you gotta grind. You gotta grind." Yeah. I'm like, I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. But for me, I've always had this analogy. When you're grinding, you're grinding down. I feel like if you're growing, if you grow and you're consistently growing in a different way, it's more positive. Because I feel like people get so caught up, and there's another me just being old man. I'm 39, and I feel like how you said, I feel like I've already found my lane, and now I know how to keep continuing in my lane.
Exactly,
and when I need to switch lanes, I know what I need to do to switch lanes.
Yeah.
Instead of like I'm all over the fucking freeway going 100 miles an hour. And you don't know what the fuck you're trying to do.
You need to find your flow. You know what I mean? That being, if you have a family, if you're single, it's going to be a lot easier for you. But if you have a family, it's never too late to start your own business, podcast, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? But you need to find that balance in your life where you can still be with your family, you can still do your business and do your 9 to 5. You know what I mean? It's hard, But if you like it enough to where like you want to do it for free, like you said,
Mhm.
then the money's gonna come eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect because that was my next question. Like, how do you balance all this stuff? You know what I mean? I can only imagine like you're at work all day, you're doing this, you come home, and your
Mhm.
wife is working at home too. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, raising a child
Yes,
is
bro.
a job.
Yeah.
You know,
Props to all the moms out there, bro.
yeah, you know what I
It's
mean?
hard, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you keep that balance? Because for me, when I first started streaming, and like the first year of streaming and trying to pursue, the supporters, the followers, like, year two, like, my balancing was all over the place. My relationship with my wife was not terrible, but not good because of
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
Because of,
exactly. Yeah.
not explaining and understanding and her understanding what I was trying to do. But at the same time, like, I was prioritizing that over everything else
Yeah.
without realizing.
Yeah.
And even though she was telling me, no, but this is what I got to do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Uh-huh.
talk about like balancing all that
Yeah.
and making sure everything's good.
But I feel like you need to involve your family in some sort of way. You know what I mean? If you want to keep it in the family, I guess, like the business. Like you said, like if your kid goes in there and says hi to the camera, I'm a dad. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Embrace it, bro. You know
Yep.
what I mean? You're a dad. You shouldn't be ashamed of having kids and like them. It's fun. It might bring views to your
Yeah.
content that you're doing. You know what I mean? For me, for example, my wife's in everything that I do for the clothing brand, bro. That being models that she finds and she's like, you know what, like this person would be good for this. She went to fashion school too when she was in high school, so that opens up her eyes and it helps me out
Nice.
a lot when I'm stuck at like one thing that I'm trying to drop. So she's like, no, like open your head, look at this model, look at this person, look at this. You know what I mean? She also went to college for what's it called? Business management and accounting.
Okay.
So there's all my balancing with my money. You know what I mean? She helps me like finance all my money. Like you have this much to spend on shirts, you have this much to spend on materials for a photo shoot, whatever you want to do. So I feel like that helps me out a lot too. And I have my little setup, my little studio in my house.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I don't drive to a shop. I don't leave them alone by themselves. I'm always at my house printing my stuff. You know what I mean? I go to work, my 9 to 5, regular 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But when I'm doing my clothing brand, like I don't put them off to the side. Like
Yeah.
my little girls, I don't know if you saw my story,
Yeah.
right? Where we bought her a big jumping balloon.
Yeah, I was like,
thing,
it's a
bro.
ring and shit. You got a
That
WWE
shit
ring in
too.
there.
Bro, we blew it up and I was like, bro, why isn't she getting bigger, bro? This shit's not gonna fit in my living
Yeah.
room, bro. So yeah, bro, like we could have like a little bouncy house in the room that I have, toys, some toys on the floor. Babies get entertained with everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I have my little girl there right next to me. I could be designing music. She loves to dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I involve my family in my business, whatever, photo shoots. It could be, I don't know, downtown, bro.
Yeah.
My baby she's gonna have fun picking up fucking rocks and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My wife's gonna have fun because some of them are her friends that are modeling and like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just getting out the house, like you said, she's always at the house taking care of the baby. You know what I mean? She doesn't work, but that's working. Bro.
Yeah,
You know, taking
for
care of
sure.
the baby and like stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I feel like you also need to take him out the house, take him out for the photo shoots, take
Yeah.
him out to dinner right after. You know what I mean? So I feel like you need to keep, or for me at least, I keep my family in the business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't put them off to the side.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why it works for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a lot and not everybody's so open about putting their family and stuff like that, and that's fine too. But for
Yeah.
me, like I'm the same way too. Like my kids wear my shit
Yeah.
at school, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And it felt weird, like, oh, your dad's a streamer and shit like that, or he has a podcast, and
Yeah.
it would just I involve my kids in what I'm doing, and like they get interested, like
Yeah.
because like when I was heavily streaming, like I would play with my kids Fortnite.
Yeah.
We play Fortnite, and then
Yeah,
my
bro,
kids
yeah.
are just terrible at the time, and so I am. And they got to
Yeah.
the point they got good, and they're carrying me, and it's fun, and the banter, and
Uh-huh.
that goes back to what you were saying, involving them in it,
Involved
right?
everything, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, and then with my wife too, she watches like she might not watch all my shit,
Mhm.
but she watches enough podcasts, and I can ask her for like, hey, what do you think of this?
What should I
What
do
do you think?
different?
What do you
Yeah.
think of this?
Uh-huh.
Well, I
Yeah.
think, and you get that perspective,
Yeah.
like an honest opinion, because she just I might not agree with it,
Yeah.
but just having that different perspective because
Yeah.
she means well,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Uh,
So
like-
having those little tidbits to help you with,
Yeah, like for example, they're the ones watching you. You know what I mean? Yes, it's your podcast and everything and stuff like that, but I feel like you should have other people's perspective. Like for example, me, I usually like people that buy shirts from me, pants, whatever they buy from me. I'm like, what would you do? What would you do different? You know what I mean? Like, what do you like about this material? What do you like the shirt? Do you like this other shirt? You know what I mean? I like to get input from
Yes.
everybody, bro. Just so they're the ones buying my stuff. Yes, I wear it because I like it, but they're the ones buying it, and they're not gonna keep buying it if don't like
Yeah.
how it feels what they're wearing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like perspective from other people helps a
Yeah.
lot with your business that you're doing, bro.
Yeah. That's cool. And it was funny because, I had mentioned it before we were recording and like broadening my audience. Shout out to Tom. If you're watching this, Tom, or listening, bro. He was like, hey, man, I love the streamers, but can we get something different? And I was like, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I didn't think about that.
Mhm.
And that was like a year ago. He had mentioned that. He was like, yeah, it's like, I can't relate to the streamers, but it's kind of cool, man. But,
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. But it was just an honest comment.
Yeah, and that's, I don't know about you, but me, I like honesty.
Mhm.
If you don't like the show, you think it's ugly, fucking tell me it's
Yeah.
ugly. You know what I mean? Just so I don't drop it again, or like
Yeah.
if people
If
don't
enough
like
people
it,
say no, then yeah, that makes
why
sense.
would I put it out and waste money on it? You know what I mean? So I like the honesty. Even I remember when I started, one of the biggest fears when I started my clothing brand was just being out there, bro. I was always a guy behind the camera. You know what I mean? Like I like taking pictures, like taking videos or whatever. I like to be the guy behind the camera. But with the clothing brand and everything like that, bro, you get invited to, events where there's like other creators and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, I've been watching this
Yeah.
motherfucker for years, bro.
Yeah.
And he's here like with me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I feel like that was one of the biggest. I was like a super quiet person, bro. Like before the clothing brand and everything, I wouldn't even like open up to my wife and like stuff like that. You know what I mean? I was super quiet. So when the clothing brand started and everything like that, bro, I feel like I opened up more. It helped me open up more, just having like better conversations. I was really quiet and to myself, bro.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was one of the biggest struggles for me too. Like just opening up to people.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah.
I love hearing that because I said this one time and I had a lot of like streamer homies hit me up. I was like, you find yourself through creation.
Yeah.
Like I've learned
Yeah.
so much more about myself these past freaking 2.5 years compared to like all my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck?
They ask you stuff and you're like, oh shit, maybe I do like that shit. Or like, you know what I mean? Or I don't know, bro.
You're just more open. I just
Yeah.
feel like I'm more like open to hearing different things, even if it has nothing to do with what I'm doing or related to,
Uh-huh.
or like I just feel like hearing different perspectives and different things and people's like journeys and stories. I'm like, it makes me better because it did open me up too.
Yeah.
And I was more honest with myself because when I went to my first creator convention, I felt like
That's cool.
I
bro.
was
That's
I had that imposter
yeah.
syndrome. So like I was like there, nobody who the fuck, like, what am I doing here? Like,
Yeah.
do I even deserve to be here? Like, what
Uh-huh.
the fuck am I doing? Like, my first year I went out to Atlanta 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And I was like, you know what? That's when I was pushing my podcast. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna just raise my flag
Yeah.
and see if anybody wants. And there I had like 4 people come up and like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down. And I was like, whoa, that was crazy because I saw a bunch of people at that time. I
Yeah.
was like Facebook partners and
Yeah.
people that I see,
Uh-huh.
and it was cool being around them. They didn't know who I was, which is fine. I'm
Yeah,
not worried
yeah,
about
yeah.
that. But I felt like I didn't deserve to be around there.
Yeah.
But that first time of being around and just being more comfortable with myself and how I carry myself, I built that confidence. Like, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
bro.
Like I am Jimmy
Nobody-
Dukes. I am doing this. This is
Yeah.
what I'm trying to do. You know,
Nobody's gonna promote your podcast more than you do. You know what I mean? You're the one that has to start promoting your own stuff. If you don't put out stuff, nobody's gonna share it
Yeah.
for you. I feel like you have to be your number one supporter first. If you're embarrassed, if you're shy, if you're, you know what I mean, that's something I had to get over.
Yes.
Over, bro.
Mhm.
So I feel like you have to be like your number one fan first. Design your stuff, put it out there, bro. Just put it. Just you never
Yeah.
know who's gonna get their
Yep.
hands on it, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll open a lot of doors once you start posting on Instagram, TikTok. Even if you're like you said about like you didn't like TikTok or
Mhm.
whatever. I don't have TikTok on my phone right now, bro. But I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I need to start expanding on other platforms. Facebook, you know what I mean? Facebook, TikTok. I don't know. There's a lot of
Yeah. I saw you got the
platforms, you know what
YouTube going. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
I like the fact that you said that because, shout out to my boy Miko Tetsu's Temple. He was like, you're like it or not, you're a public figure and you're
Yeah.
the face of your own brand.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, how many people that you've seen or whatever, like they carry themselves not too well, and then that's like you're representing yourself and your brand.
Exactly.
If you're out being an
Yeah.
idiot and like one of my biggest things is like I'm a father and a husband first
Yes. Exactly.
before all this.
Yeah.
So if I'm out here drinking and posting pictures of me, like
That shit's just gonna
that
start going
that
down.
looks
Yeah.
terrible on
Uh-huh.
my like. I don't want to like be known for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like so carrying yourself differently is another way too. Because one thing as you start crossing paths with creators and sometimes you might not gel with other people, even
Yeah.
though they're doing the same thing.
Mhm.
Everybody's doing it for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've met a lot of content creators. They're just in it for the fucking money. They're in it for the views. They're in it
Yes.
for just being outlandish and crazy. Like
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that's not my
No, bro,
jam.
yeah.
You know, you do your
Yeah.
thing. I see you. Hey, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean?
Exactly,
I can't be associated with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
I want to
bro.
be taken serious and I want to be respected. So that goes to my next question. Like, do you feel like, you know, being respected and taken serious by your friends and family and peers a big thing to you?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it motivates you more. You know what I mean? Like, for example, when I first had my, I think it was the second or third event that I had. It was a Mardi Gras block party. Shout out to Jason Craig, bro. He's a local DJ here in El Paso, and he was the one who opened the doors for me to Church Bar. He's the one who let me have my my first pop up there. So
Mhm.
shout out to him. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have any events. But I remember going to that. He was like, "Hey, like we're having this event. Johnny Cage is gonna be here. I'm gonna be here. Some 4 DJs from LA or Vegas are gonna be here too. We need someone to sell the official merch and make the official merch." I was like, "Oh shit, you know what I
Damn,
mean?
that's
Like,
dope.
Fuck yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I'll do it. Set up a fucking tent and everything in the front." I remember my mom went to that event, bro, and she was like, I was introducing her to like the owner of Church Bar, Jason Craig, Johnny Cage. She used to listen to Johnny Cage every fucking morning, bro. Who
Mhm.
doesn't like Johnny Cage?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Paso, right?
Yeah.
Um,
OG for sure.
Exactly.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
So I was like, look, Mom, like this is Johnny Cage. This is the owner of Church Bar. This is this person. She was like, oh shit, like you're talking like. I remember she put me off to the side and she was like, Nijo, you're talking to like important people. Like I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? And I feel like that little comment, bro, like just pushed me more in the respect that she had for me that day. I feel like it pushed me more, motivated me more to like, all right, like here we fucking go again. You know what I mean? Just start putting out shit, bro.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's really important for your family to respect or at least, you know, motivate you to do better, bro.
Yeah. Because I gotten to the point to where, you know, I hear from a lot of content creators, musicians, and, you know, comedians where like they might not show up.
Yeah.
You know, so for you being serious and taken serious, I've gotten people like, I don't give a fuck what my friends and family think. I am doing this. Which is cool. Which is good too, because sometimes
it's good to have that self confidence.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly. Like I don't need them to succeed.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it's cool to have your family there and everything. Like I said, like my mom and stuff like that. But you need to have that confidence to go out on your own.
Yes.
And like, I'm gonna do this shit and like go. You know what I mean?
But it feels good to like. I'm not always looking for validation. But when my friends or my family like, hey, that's cool, I'm all fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro,
you know what I mean? They might not,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you know, shout out to my pops. My pops is not on Facebook or YouTube.
Yeah.
But he's like, hey, I saw that when you were talking to him. And I was like, hey, you know, that's dope.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, where can I watch this? And I just, you know, show him.
Yeah, and that's the same way with my dad, bro. He stays off of Facebook. He's really like he grew up in Segunda, bro. So he's all about like working. Construction. He's a welder, bro.
Uh-huh.
So when like Facebook and stuff like that, he's like, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when I bring him a shirt and I'm like, hey, look, like I made this, and he's like, oh shit, you know. And he was born and raised in Segundo. I'm also really good friends with Bobby. He's the owner of the Segundo VLR Brand.
Mhm.
So he does all these events for like kids. He does like bike drives and like Christmas and toy drives and like stuff like that. So shout out to him, bro. But he's like he'll always represent Segundo even though he's 40 something years old.
Yeah.
Now. But whenever he saw that, I brought him a shirt from Segundo and I'm like, look, that like I got you like this shirt, or like he helped me make this shirt. And he's you know what I mean? Just him being like, oh shit, like that's cool, you know,
Mhm.
and him liking it, bro. Like it just motivates you more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's cool, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that with me pursuing this and people getting to know and carrying myself the way that I do, that I get more people to respect me, and
Yes.
and that helps with opening doors, how you said.
Mhm.
Because like for me, I remember back in the day, hey, go follow this person, go check this person out, check this.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's doing that shit,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
But I got to the point to where I just stopped because I'm not gonna do it just to do it. I
Yeah.
feel like I've had a lot of conversations with people or creators and like, why don't you follow that? I was like, I just can't relate to this anymore. Or
Yeah.
and it's nothing personal.
No,
Well,
no,
I'm
no.
not gonna follow you then. I'm like, fucking I don't care. You know what I mean? So it got to the point to where like you have to like I'll take criticism or people, you know, supporting me because I don't need a yes man. I don't need a pat on the backs all the time. That's not what I'm looking
Yeah.
for.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I just feel like if I'm respected on my platform and I'm trying to build, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
I don't need you to do me favors or whatever, or I'm looking to get my foot in the door places because I get, hey, you need to talk to this person because they can probably get you. I'm like, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I've already had people on this where I'm like, if I keep doing what I'm doing, it's gonna come.
Yeah.
It's gonna come. I feel like, shout out to Kelly Kale. He was a Facebook partner, and I had been following for 2 years. And I went to that convention thing that first year, and they're like, "Hey, you need to go talk to Kelly Kale." I'm like, "He's a Facebook partner. He doesn't know who the fuck I am." Like, whatever. Like, but me just being in the content creation world and talking to streamers or whatever, and then certain people are like, "Hey, what's up, man? I see you doing your thing." I'm like, "You're whatever." And like, it's like, and then I reach out to him one time. He's like, "Yeah," and it just became like that to where like, if you just continue to work on your craft and improving, you start becoming a magnet.
Exactly.
Yeah,
bro.
you become a magnet. I feel like that everything I'm doing and how I carry myself and what I'm doing is giving me more opportunity.
Yeah.
Because people can see that I'm genuine and I'm trying to pursue this in my own way.
Yeah, bro.
I'm not clout chasing. I'm not trying to be the best. I'm not trying to be a millionaire.
No.
I'm just trying to have conversations and people respect that. And by that, hey, go check out Jimmy. Oh, yeah, that fool's dope.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? And I don't want anybody to say, go check out somebody else. Like, oh, that guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Like, I remember the same thing. Like at that event, Jason Craig, that DJ, the local DJ I told you about, he was like, look, like, Johnny Cage is over there. And I was like, oh, fuck, bro. Like, I'm the biggest fucking Johnny. I love Johnny Cage, bro. Like, his mixes and everything, bro. And he's like, go say what's up to him. And I was like, no. Fuck no. Like, I'm not going to go say what's up to Johnny Cage. And he was like, bro, just go. Like, whatever. Like, I remember there was like a backstage area and everything, and I was like, "Can I go back there?" And he's like, "Bro, you go wherever you want to." That's when it hit me, bro. I was like, "Fuck!" Like just by sending this guy an email, he got me to have my first pop up at Church Bar. Now I'm at this fucking big block party in downtown, and he gave me access to like fucking everything, and telling me to go say hi to Johnny Cage and give him a shirt, bro, because his name was on the back of the shirt. I'd go up to him, bro, and I'm like, "Hey, Johnny, like my name's this and this and this, like." I want to give you a shirt, bro. Jason's there with me. And he's like, yeah, he owns a clothing brand or whatever. Just him saying that, bro, was like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it just motivates you more, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, and for them to say like they're vouching for you.
Yes,
because I don't want anybody to vouch for me just to vouch for me.
No,
like,
no, yeah.
I hate when one of the biggest things is like when people just gas you up all the time. I'm like, bitch, like, calm the fuck down. Yeah, calm the fuck down. You know what I mean? Hey, Jimmy has a podcast. He's tearing it up. Like, no, I'm not. But thank you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So I feel like, yeah, bro, you just need to be out there, bro. Like with the people, meet people. Don't be afraid to say hi. People are gonna open doors for you, bro. You know what I mean? You never know where asking one simple question can take you. You know what I mean? So it's super cool, bro. It's super cool being out there and getting to know people. And bigger people that you see. And bro. It's
yeah,
cool,
because like that whole imposter syndrome, like, oh fuck, I feel like I shouldn't be here. But after a while, when you feel more confident and you carry yourself. And I'm not trying to go shake everybody's hand and get everybody to know me.
Yeah.
But I feel like once I'm out and I do get to talk to people and they get to know me, then you start building those connections.
Yes.
Because that's where I care about more the connection than anything. I feel like I'm meeting more people and talking to more people. We might not be best friends or hang out, but just knowing that we have these conversations and we're rooting for each other in different like from afar and like we want each other to do good. Because it will come to the point to where like, hey, I know a guy. You need some shirts?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Hey, you want to start up a podcast? Or you want to start streaming? Or like how you said earlier, like I've had so many of my friends call me up. Hey, my son wants to stream. Or, hey, this person's looking into this. What kind of computer? And I do it because I can help.
Yeah.
And then later on, like it'll be like, oh, so-and-so here's for this or for that. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Oh, thank you. Like, I'm like, oh, dope. And I did it because I wanted to do it, not thinking I'm get anything out of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just genuinely just trying to help within reason. I try to help everybody out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So within reason, I feel like the universe will take care of me in the long run for different things. Like I don't ever feel like I need to do this because I'm getting something in return.
Everything happens for a reason, bro. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. I truly do believe that. So with that being said, what is like your ideal future of your brand? What kind of things would you like to be doing? Because I've had a homie, shout out to One Shot Knox. He's a content creator. And when we had a conversation in Atlanta, he was like, hey, Jimmy, you said that you wanted to do this 2 years ago. You thought about this and here you are doing it. And I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, where do you see your brand going, and what would you like to be doing within like the next couple years?
Of course, the ultimate goal, bro. I've always told my wife and my friends and everything, I want my own shop here in El Paso. I don't want to go crazy and like go LA and like, of course, I have more connections over there and like stuff like that. But I feel like every time I go on vacations or whatever, but I feel like when I come back home, it hits. You know what I mean? Like El Paso's forever gonna be my home. So I feel like opening up a business here in El Paso, having all my clothes in the front of the store, and I don't know if you've seen like the breweries where they have like the glass and like they have like the big machines and like stuff like that. Some kind of style like that where I have my clothes in the front and where they can see me or other people.
We working back here,
screening at the same
Hell
time
yeah.
with shirts. You know what I mean? Little vintage vibes and like stuff like that, bro. So I feel like that's my goal. Also, I was born and raised in Segundo. Now, you know what I mean? So I feel like doing fundraisers for kids, where people to donate like the bikes for Christmas or toy drives and like having a charity kickball game, you know, to the point where I can start like sponsoring like stuff like that. Bro. I feel like that's my goal. Having my own business where I could sell my clothes and people come and get their stuff printed, even help them, having classes of how to start a clothing brand, what do you need, how to screen print, bro. I love doing all of that, bro. So I feel like that would be a big dream for me, like teaching people how to do it, having my business and helping out the kids as well, bro. So I feel like that would be cool.
I like that you say that, because a lot of people like, and it's okay. I mean, everybody's different, and I'm not trying to like give people a hard time, but people gatekeep information for different reasons, which is fine. But once I get like talking to people that are truly interested in trying to do something, then I try to make sure that I help them out. Because when I first started, I didn't have anybody help me out. You know what I mean? I didn't have any. I was just on Facebook. I was watching people, and I was looking on YouTube University, and I was learning and all this. And I started like, you know, having a good little following and people like seeing what I'm doing. And then I would have other streamers reach out to me. How do you do this? How do you do that? Yeah. And I would help them.
Yeah.
I would help them because I feel like, man, if I feel like I can help somebody, that's more fulfilling for me. Like if they genuinely want to help and within reason, like I've had a lot of people, hey, can you do this for me? Wrong.
Yeah.
I could teach you and we could figure it out.
Yes.
But like, I just feel like I get more fulfilled learning, knowing that I could help somebody spark their interest, or like, man, bro, Jimmy, you're my favorite streamer. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like you're the reason I started. You helped me do this. And like hearing that, it's like, oh, that's crazy. Cause like that was never my goal.
It's a lot better than a fucking paycheck or whatever. But you just helped someone start their own stuff, and like them telling you that. Like for example, me, when I grew up, I remember going to like the toy drives or like bike drives or like stuff like that. I would see the guy like giving out like the bikes or the toys, and I would always be like, damn, bro, like that's badass. Like, thank you to this guy. You know what I mean? Now, like you said, like it fulfills you to like help someone, bro. Now I want to be that guy giving back to people, like just giving a simple as giving a kid a bike or a toy or whatever. You know what I mean? I feel like that would just fucking warm my heart. Or even teaching, having like little classes of like, today we're gonna learn how to screen print, you know, for like little kids. What if that little kid that you showed is the next fucking Louis Vuitton, Gucci, or whatever? You never know, bro. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's cool, bro. It's cool to help out and give back and get nothing in return, but you know what I mean?
Like, you're doing it because you want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, like you're genuinely wanting to help somebody that generally wants to learn. And I've always felt like when people reach out to me for different things, within reason, I make sure that I help out. And then later on, they're like, hey, man, fucking Jimmy helped me out with this. That's what he did this and he did that. And I just did it because I wanted to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then hearing it later, like, oh, you helped me do this, you helped me do that, and you helped me spark my interest, or you reignited my passion for this. Because I tell people, like, this is my passion project.
Yeah.
You know, this is my passion. This is what my 9-to-5 IT job will always pay my bills. And I'm fortunate to have my degree and have all my years of experience. But I'm not passionate about that anymore. I don't want to pursue to do more in IT. That's gonna pay my bills. This is what I want to do more. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm confident and I have my passion and I'm in a good space to where, like, all right, you know, I'm barely getting going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I can help somebody kickstart whatever they fucking want to do, hey, fucking A, awesome.
Like, don't get me wrong, I love my job too, bro. Whenever I go to work, I feel like I'm not working, bro. I love my fucking job. But again, like you said, whenever I go home, get on my iPad, watch videos of like these guys having these big like pop-ups and like stuff like that, I'm like, I love my job. You know what I mean? I love it with a passion. But I can't wait to have events
Yeah.
like these guys do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I push more on this. Like,
Yeah.
9 to 5 is cool, and like you said, it pays bills
Yeah,
and everything,
yeah.
bro. But like we both have our passion.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
I'd say like an IT degree will always give me a job. I
Yes,
mean, you know what I mean? I could, and maybe later on in life, maybe this doesn't work out or whatever, I can go right back into it and push because
Yeah.
I've had my degree, I have experience. So the thing is that having to know, I always get caught up. It's not a bad thing. I just feel like when people are, to me, it sounds unrealistic. Oh no, plan A all the way. I'm going all in. I'm like, it's kind of go hard to go all in when you got your marriage, you have a mortgage, you have kids. Like you got to be more realistic.
And I feel like it's like we were born and raised with like the Hispanic community. Like for example, my dad, he's like, I'm gonna get a job. Like for example, he's been a welder had me when he was 18, like fresh out of high school, bro. He went Western Tech for that welding certificate and stuff like that. He's been a welder ever since, bro. You know what I mean? Like I remember I went and helped him out for a little bit. He was working metal buildings, bro. Fucking high ass buildings, hot as shit. You know what I mean? It was horrible, bro. And I was like, I don't know how this guy did it. You know, I feel like it's more of the old school style of where people like, I got this job, I'm gonna do it forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And nowadays it's cool because you could have your job and there's a lot of shit. You can start a YouTube channel, you can start a clothing brand, a podcast, and like stuff like that. You know what I mean?
The opportunities are there, and I like how you keep referencing your pops because my dad's the same way. My dad's just always working.
Yes,
my dad's 74 years old, and he's still he loves officiating, but he does it because he enjoys it.
What does he do?
He's a baseball he's a
cool.
he does high school. You know what I mean? He does little kids. He loves doing it, man.
Nice.
And he's been doing it forever, but that was just something he would do on the side on top of his regular job. But knowing that you can, pursue different things, because my dad was always like hard working and doing all this and doing all that, and took care of us, and that was his main thing to do as well. But it's crazy because it's a cult. It's like a generational thing. It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Their cap and what they knew was here.
Yeah.
And they brought us up to know that this is an option, but now there's more.
Yes, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, rest in peace to my mom, but she was like, you could do whatever the fuck you want. Like, go out and do it. Like, you can do it. And just having to hear that the possibilities are there, even though that they were limited and their parents were limited. But I always feel like we're always trying to do better for our kids.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, exactly. You're trying to open the doors for your kids, bro. Yeah. Like I always tell my wife, like this clothing brand, at the end of the day, if she likes fashion and stuff like that, she's gonna keep everything. You know what I mean? So right now I'm trying to work to get it big enough to where like my daughter can have a job printing at my print shop. You know what I mean? She doesn't have to struggle going to work at McDonald's 9 to 5 and going to school. You know what I mean? She can just work at my print shop or mailing shirts or whatever she wants to do with whatever time she has and go to school if she wants
and
to
do whatever
do whatever she wants. Yeah, so I feel like it's cool, bro. You know what I mean? You need to open your options a lot more.
Man, like having the opportunity for your kids, like anytime my kids are watching me edit or whatever and they get interested. Because like my son, my older son, he loves playing Fortnite and he's gotten good. And then he's like, how do I clip on Xbox? I was like, well, he has all these clips. He's like, I want to put these all together. I was like, all right, well, let's get them all together. And then and just because like even it's not that I want him to be a creator, just the fact that that sparks an interest. And I can show him a skill. He could possibly like, all right, maybe I love editing or maybe I didn't. Like just the fact that it's an opportunity in a door, how you're saying.
We need to remember that our kids, like, we're the person that they look up to right now when they're little. You know what I mean? So if you can show them everything that you know or can do, you never know what can spark up all of a sudden for him, bro. So
because I be doing that shit all the time. They're like, damn, you play hockey? Damn, you do jujitsu?
Bro,
damn, you do this? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to show my kids that you can do whatever the hell you want.
Bro, I saw you were playing hockey, bro. That's crazy. So my wife, like I said, she used to work for the Rhinos, for the Paso hockey team. She was like the accountant for the Rhinos.
Okay.
Bro. And I remember the first time she got tickets, we went and I was like, I played football for 12 years. I was like, football's a shit. Like, you can't beat football. Like, that's a tough sport. Bro, once that fucking whistle blows, bro, I was like, what the fuck, bro? I'm like, these motherfuckers are brutal, bro.
Oh,
like,
man. That whole for the because I grew up playing inline hockey, but ice hockey is just a whole like different animal when it comes to, like the player and the skill because it's a whole different skill set. But the fact that knowing that I tell my kids you don't have to be locked in on one thing. Like I grew up like skating outside, and then I started playing hockey, and then I wrestled, and then I played tennis, and I ran track. They're like, what? I'm all, yeah, do whatever you want. Like
Yeah, bro, you can do. Yeah,
I want you to just know that there's opportunity and a possibility within reason. I tell my kids, whatever you guys want to do,
Yeah.
let's do it.
yeah,
I feel like my parents were able to do that to a certain extent for me, and I want to do that for them.
yeah. It's 2024, bro. The doors are open to everything. With
Mhm.
just a simple video on Instagram can fucking take you
Yep.
all the way wherever you want to go, bro. So
I love that, man.
yeah,
But before we wrap this up, man, I wanted to ask you, like, since you've already gone through the whole process, like, what some of the tips and advice, to somebody that might be inspired to getting into fashion, might be inspired into starting a clothing brand or even a business.
yeah.
Like, what are some tips, like, because obviously you live and learn, but what are some do's and don'ts that you could say off the bat? Not that
Yeah.
you would change anything you did, but like, hey, do this, do less of this, do this, do that. Like, what were some tips?
I would say just stay consistent, bro. Stay consistent. Don't give up on a design that you have. Keep working on it. Stay consistent. When you go out, when you're first printing out your first shirts, go to the fucking, what is it fucking called? Those vintage stores, bro, that sell the shirts for $1, $2. Practice printing on screening or printing on those first. Don't go out and buy a $10, $12 shirt or whatever, $30 shirt and mess those up. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what I did, bro. I lost a lot of money. I was like, I'm gonna print this. Bought a fucking $30 shirt. Oh fuck, I messed it up. You know what I mean? That's profit that you're losing. You know what I mean? So also learn how to take your own pictures, do your printing, do your designing, promote yourself. You know what I mean? Go out and like to venues, to a DJ, whoever you want to, bro. And don't be afraid to talk to people and like, hey, like check out my Instagram. Like this is my clothing brand. Put yourself out there. Nobody's, like I told you, nobody's gonna promote you more than you do. You know what I mean? So I would say that, bro. Start little at your own pace. Like you said, everybody has their own roles. Everybody has their family. You could be single. You know what I mean? Whatever. But I would say at your own pace. Start cheap. You don't need the biggest fucking machines. At the end of the day, what if you don't want to do it?
Yep.
You know what I mean? You just invested all this money into it. It's a lot of money that you have to invest, bro. But little by little, bro. Simple, cheap shirts, simple designs. You never reach out to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm down to help anybody when they have.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that?
Yeah, reach out to me. Bro. Yeah, bro. Reach out to me. Like I don't
$10 a minute.
yeah, reach out to me, bro. Like I don't mind helping people, especially young kids that want to like, you know what I mean, start their own business. It always makes me happy when like I'm out at the mall shopping or something and I see someone with my shirt, bro. You know what I mean? And they come up to me and I'm like, bro, I've always wanted to start like a clothing brand or whatever. I'm like, bro, whenever you want to, bro. Like I love seeing people out there that like support me. You know what I mean? So I don't come up to me like I don't care. I look mean or whatever. A lot of people tell me that I look mean and like scary or whatever. Bro, I'm the nicest. I'm like a big teddy bear.
Yeah.
Bro. Like I'm the nicest person ever, bro. But come up to me, bro. Ask questions. DM me. Start simple at your own pace. Learn how to do a lot of stuff. Don't how can I tell you? Don't
Get so caught up in yourself, like you're
bro,
like in your mind, like
just post stuff, bro. You never, whatever your friends think, bro. Maybe your friends are not on the like the fashion side and like stuff like that. Just post it. You're gonna meet a lot of friends. Trust me. That's when you're gonna know who your real friends are and who you're not so.
Isn't it crazy? Like with the whole creation thing, like I have a lot of good friends, you know what I mean? But they can't relate to what I do, and I don't want them to have to relate or understand. It's okay.
Yeah.
That friendship is different.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And I have different friendships with, other creators or people that I've had on podcasts or met that are pursuing things differently, and those are different. I call those, and I had a podcast. Shout out to Miko.
Yeah,
we had our Not Just Gamer Dads podcast that we did a side thing with, and that was another creator. We're both dads, and we started a side project. It was fun.
You're gonna meet a lot of people that are on the same page as you, bro. Like maybe your friends, like for example, my friends. I have friends that just wear, like the boots and jeans, which is cool. I wear boots and jeans, you know what I mean? But it's not my crowd to sell my shirts to. You know what I mean? And you need to see that when you start your clothing brand. If your friends are not the crowd that you want to sell to, then like don't expect support from them. You know what I mean?
They don't understand. Like I'm telling people to go watch YouTube videos of me fucking doing this or doing that. They don't care about that. They love me, and they care about me. We hang out, and everything's all love. But just being okay, just knowing that not everybody's gonna be your to understanding it. I like the fact that you said I've been out and people like recognize me, like,
Yeah,
oh,
bro,
usually.
that's
I was like,
the
what
best-
the fuck? It
that's
feels
the
weird.
It's weird, but it's the best feeling ever, bro. I get back home and I'm like, baby, guess what? Like, this guy came up to me, bro. So it's cool, bro. It's cool, bro.
Yeah, man. With that being said, man, plug yourself. Where could they find you?
Yeah, so right now I'm on Instagram. That's the page that I use the most. I post everything. It's VLR Brand, literally VLR Brand all together, no spaces. Yeah, hit me up. Check. The link is in my bio for all the shirts that I have right now, pants, whatever you guys want to get. Any businesses I want to, you know what I mean, like start printing shirts with me or like stuff like that. Little clothing brands, little businesses, anything, bro. I can print it on anything. And yeah, just hit me up. VLR Brand on Instagram. Bro.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a one-stop shop, baby. You know what I mean?
You get everything here.
Hell
baby.
yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. And all the information will be down below, guys. If you're watching
Thank
or
you, bro.
listening, you know, we're gonna continue these conversations, and I appreciate you coming through, man. I love to see what you're doing and pursuing it. You know, you seem like I said, I've known you, but not known you, but just being around you and just, you know, you get that. Like I tell people, like when you meet certain people, you get like certain auras.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I always feel like I always try to be a welcoming aura.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and that's how it is too. Like we don't have to be best friends. We don't have to go hang out. But hey, man, I saw you drop this shirt. Hey, that's dope. Hey, Jimmy, I saw you had this person. Oh, hey, that's dope. You know, I feel like having these conversations and, you know, building these connections are like more meaningful.
Yeah.
In life, man. Because I feel like, if anything, like if I can think of like, oh man, you like this style of shit, I know a guy who actually does this style of clothing that you might like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people will try to force or go, hey, go check out this person. Like they don't know anything or care about that. So that makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, bro, I also want to put this in. I'm gonna have a drop. I haven't posted in like a year. I think I told you. I recently had a baby and everything, so it was a whole process. But we're gonna have a drop next Tuesday. What day is that? Should have checked before I said this.
The first. Oh no, the 30th.
30th, yeah. So the 30th is gonna be our first drop back again to get, you know what I mean, in the rhythm. It's a Frida Kahlo.
Okay.
A Frida Kahlo inspired shirt, bro. So I feel like that's gonna be cool.
Hell yeah.
So if they want to check it out, everything's gonna be in the link.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, man. Everybody will be in the link. You guys go check this out, man. But you know, thank you so much for coming through, man. I know that you're on your own time coming through, and I appreciate you coming by and sharing your experiences and your journey, man. Hopefully anybody that's listening, like my goal now, like, you know how you always like try to find like your mission statement, whatever. I feel like having these conversations and hearing people's experiences, like not only do I get front row to get to talk to somebody, but also like if anybody's hearing that we can inspire or spark or anything, that's what I want. You know what I mean? By having through conversations, I hope that just our conversations or my conversations with people will spark an idea or, you know, have somebody keep going.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? Hearing people's struggles, it's all rainbows and fucking butterflies all the damn time.
And
it's
honestly,
tough.
like I said, thank you for inviting me, bro. Like I remember telling my wife, like, you invited me like to the podcast and everything, right? And I was like, bro, like this stuff like this, that you invited me to your podcast, just motivated me more to like start dropping stuff. You know what I mean? I miss having conversations with like people, meeting new people and stuff. So thank you, bro.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate that. I always feel like it's always a win-win. Every time I have a conversation with somebody, we both leave like, damn, that was dope. You know what I mean? And you feel like charged, dude. Like I said,
you had me taking fucking stories and everything earlier, bro. This shit's so cool, bro.
It's awesome to have those connections, man, because it does, like, it fills my battery.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, I don't give a fuck what you do. I shout out to Chef Clay. He's a chef.
Yeah.
Like him just like, man, I fucking was doing this and it sucked and I started doing this, I'm like, fuck yeah. And like, it makes me feel good. And like have other buddies like, oh, I was doing this and doing that and I started doing this now. I was like, fuck yeah. Like, it's so good. I feel like when people hear these conversations, I hope they get something out of this.
Yeah.
Like some substance. I ain't just trying to chase numbers. I ain't trying to have random people on. I'm having, you know, conversations with people that's hopefully meaningful to me and the other person watching or listening that could spark that like, damn, man, I was second guessing to start my brand, but I fucking heard Hector on Jimmy's fucking podcast and I said, fuck yeah, I'm going all in. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro. Go, just do it, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
Just do it.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate that, man.
People are gonna talk shit if you do your brand and they don't like it, and they're still gonna talk shit even if you don't have a business, bro. So just fucking do it, bro.
Yeah, that goes back to I don't care. Like, do you care about being respected? I'm like, the people that I care about respect me. The people that I don't care about, I can care less.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, right?
All I want is my family, bro.
Yeah.
Respect me. That's it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I'm a good dude. If you don't like me for some reason, that's your thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what is that quote that an actor said? If you don't got my number, then you don't know me enough to fucking hate me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, we're not that cool. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Just like, for you to have your opinion about me and not know me, that's why I've always just stopped talking about people. Like, what do you think? I was like, I don't know them.
Yeah.
I'll just be honest. Like, that's not a good look, but I don't know what they're going through. I don't know them. And I have no comment or opinion. And a lot of people always get tripped out because I'm like, I'm not getting caught up in negative shit. I got so much positive things going on in my life that I could give a fuck about the negative things that are going on,
bro.
man.
Just do it, bro. Don't be embarrassed of anything.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you coming through, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, Jimmy. Thank you. This shit was fun,
yeah,
bro.
man.
We need to do it again, bro.
Yeah, man. This won't be the last. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a yearly check-in with all my homies that I've had on here, man. But you guys make sure all the links will be at the bottom. Make sure you guys VLR Brand on Instagram. He has a website up. You see all his current merch up there. You know, there's going to be a drop on the 30th. So you're going to probably see this a little late, but you're going to see stories about it. But continue watching it. We're on YouTube. We're on iTunes. We're on Spotify. We're pushing YouTube right now as our main platform. If you guys don't know, I just don't stream. I just don't do podcasts. I do vlogs. I do unboxing and reviews. So I'm just trying to get out there. If you want to check me out and you come in to watch this, because Hector, I appreciate you hitting that link and checking us out. But until next time, peace out, homies. Y'all take care, man.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for watching and listening.